Hello students, welcome back to the online classes. Today in this class I am going to discuss with you about the first poetry of your English textbook, that is Ozymandias, written by P.B. Shelley. Let me introduce the poet P.B. Shelley in front of you right now. The poet P.B. Shelley, Percy Bysshe Shelley, he was one of the major English romantic poets, and he was regarded as one of the finest lyric and philosophic poets of English language. And he was a key member of a close circle of visionary poets and writers. And he had given the notable works to the English literature. They are Prometheus Unbound, To a Skylark, and last one, Ode to the West Wind. Let me come to the poetry right now. And before the poetry, I would like to give you the setting of this poetry. The present poetry Ozymandias, it is a 14-line of sonnet. It is a 14-line sonnet of iambic pentameter. Dear students, yes, it is a sonnet of 14 lines. Listen, my dear students, the present poetry Ozymandias, it is a 14 lines iambic pentameter sonnet, but it is not a traditional sonnet because it is neither a Milton sonnet nor a Shakespearean sonnet. But the rhyming scheme and the style of this poetry resemble a Petrarchan sonnet more. Dear students, the present poetry it is not a traditional sonnet, and it not looks like a Milton sonnet or a Shakespearean sonnet, but the rhyming scheme and the style of this poetry resembles a Petrarchan sonnet by its structure and by its rhyming scheme. This is what the setting of the poetry. And now I just would like to give you the background of this poetry. The title Ozymandias, it was the name of the king of Egypt, and he was the powerful king of that Egypt in the time of ancient. And the present poetry, the title is name of the king of the Egypt country, and the poetry is about the ruins of his statue, the destroy of his statue, and that has been found, the statue has been found in the Sahara desert. And dear students, the present poetry describes the broken statue of that Ozymandias king, and that explains the impermanence of earthly things. That means the king, once he was powerful, but right now he is no more, and his power and his reputation, all these things are broken into pieces and will crumble soon at the dust, to the dust. That means the poetry, it is the symbol of the time. That means the time destroys everything. That does not remain same. Okay? This is what a small background of this poetry. And now I'm going to speak out all the lines of the poetry right now, and later I shall explain. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those fashions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked them and the heart that fed, and on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my work, a mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of the colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Yes, my dear students, the poetry Ozymandias, ever written by P.B. Shelley. Dear students, in this poetry, the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, he met a traveler, and the traveler, he had been from an antique land. Antique land means the ancient land, ancient place of Egypt. See, my dear students, the poet in this poetry meets a traveler, and the other lines of this poetry are the conversations of the poet and the traveler. See, the traveler, that he had been from an antique land. Antique land means ancient land. And who said, the second line begins, who said, that means the traveler, when the poet meets a traveler in the antique land, that means the desert, Sahara desert. Yes, the poet uses to walk in the Sahara desert, and there the poet meets a traveler who comes from an antique land. Okay, and the traveler said to the poet, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. He tells to the poet about the amazing matter, the amazing information to the poet. Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. 2, vast. Vast means big. Big means giant. Okay. 2, vast and trunkless. Trunkless means the half part of the body. Only the legs. Only the legs. There is no half part of the body. Only the legs. Only the legs. Trunk means trunkless. Sontavillada, dehavillada. Okay. See, 2 vast. 2 vast means 2 giant legs. 2 legs. That means 2 legs. ಎರಡು ದೈತ್ಯ ಕಾಲುಗಳು, ಎರಡು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾಲುಗಳು. ಎಂಥ ಕಾಲುಗಳು? ದೇಹವಿಲ್ಲದ ಕಾಲುಗಳು, ಸೊಂಟವಿಲ್ಲದ ಕಾಲುಗಳು. ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್, ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂ. ಆ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯ ದೇಹವಿಲ್ಲದ, ದೇಹ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ದೇಹ, ಅರ್ಧ ಮೇಲಿನ ಭಾಗ, ಸೊಂಟವಿಲ್ಲದ ಆ ಕಾಲುಗಳು, ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂವಿನ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ. ಎಸ್, somewhere the traveler had seen that statue, and only the statue has only the 2 vast legs, and it has the trunk of the body. And the legs, 2 vast legs, they stand in the desert. Near them, near the 2 vast legs on the sand, in that place, half sunk means sunk ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಳುಗಿದ ಅಂತ, ಅರ್ಧ ಮುಳುಗಿದ. half sunk, a shattered visage means the face of that statue. Shattered means ಚದುರಿದ, ಚೆಲ್ಲಾಪಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುವ, ಚದುರಿದ, ಭಗ್ನಗೊಂಡಿರುವ, ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತವೆ. ಎಸ್, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಂಟವಿಲ್ಲದ ಎರಡು ಕಾಲುಗಳು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಆ ಮರುಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪೋಯೆಟ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಶಾಕಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಮುಖ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಅದು ಆಫ್ ಸಂಕ್, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮರುಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧ ಮುಳುಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೈಸ್, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಛಲಪಿಲ್ಲಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಹೂಸ್ ಫ್ರೌನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಂಕಲ್ಡ್ ಲಿಪ್. ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂಸ್ face is frown and wrinkled lip. My dear students, frown means what? The face, that is what that is looked like frown ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗಂಟಿಕ್ಕು, ಮುಖ ಗಂಟಿಕ್ಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಗಂಟಿಕ್ಕು means, in other words, what, the seriousness of the face. Okay, see, the statue's face, that is frown and wrinkled lip. Yes, the lips are wrinkled of that face. Okay, see, and sneer of cold command. That means once he was powerful, and his commands, they were strong, they were powerful. Okay, so those powerful commands are what? Just they are sneer means what? Do you know, my dear students? See that lies whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command. That means those powerful commands, they are just what? Mocking that face. That is what? And sneer of cold command. ಆತನ ಅತಿ ಬಲಶಾಲಿ, ಅತಿ ಅಧಿಕಾರಯುಕ್ತ ಆತನ ತೀರ್ಮಾನಗಳು, ಆತನ ರಾಜಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಅಣಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಆತನನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇವೆ? ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಸಹ್ಯದಿಂದ ಮುಗುಳು ನಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ what? The descriptions of that statue, those features of that statue, and those what? Those things of that statue, just those things of that statue tell that it's a sculptor well. Wait. Okay, see, those qualities, those features of that face, they tell about its sculptor. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು, ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂನ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಆ ಒಂದು ಶಿಲ್ಪಿಯನ್ನ ಗುಣಗಾನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಎಸ್, and those passions red. I mean, he has captured the sculptor, Shilpi, he has captured all the qualities of that Ozymandias king in his statue. I mean, all those the features and the the characteristics, and those things are just they are reflected in the statue as the king is. Okay, ಆ ರಾಜ ಹೇಗಿದ್ನೋ ಆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆತನ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು, ಆತನ ದೇಹದ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೂರ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿವೆ, ಕೆತ್ತನೆಯಾಗಿವೆ. ಯಾರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ? ಈ ಶಿಲ್ಪಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ describe about its sculptor well, very well. I mean, the sculptor is very skilled person to decorate and to to create all those things on a statue. Okay, he is a well versed person in his skill. And remember, he has observed, the sculptor has observed all these things about the Ozymandias king when he was alive. Okay, see, which yet to survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. Okay, and on the pedestal these words appear. Dear students, yes, of course, which yet to survive, stamped on these lifeless things. Yes, my dear students, so whatever the feature, whatever the quality he has, he has created on his statue, the sculptor, and those they are yet to survive, stamped on these lifeless things. Dear students, see, the things which are described, which are mirrored on the statue, they are they are yet to survive. They are still present on the statue and stamped on these lifeless things. Yes, those qualities and those features of the of that Ozymandias king, those are created on this statue as it is, as they are. Okay, see, and the next line, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. Yes, in his heart, the sculptor, in his heart, he, why? He filled, in his heart, he filled with all those qualities, why? With reality, with unchange. See, he has covered and he has, he has recitated all those qualities of that king when he was creating that statue. He was making that statue and he put all those things on the statue. Okay, see, the hand that mocked them, that means the hand of the sculptor, the hand of the creator that mocked them. So the irony we are going to see, that how the king was powerful in his time, and those qualities are reflected in the statue. Okay, the hand of that sculptor is very powerful to capture all those qualities in the statue. And see them, and the heart that fed, the heart of that sculptor, it is filled with all those qualities of that Ozymandias king. Okay, see, my name is, and on the pedestal these words appear. Yes, the pedestal means the footboard, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂನ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಅಡಿಬರಹ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪಾದದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಬರಹ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ದ ಪೆಡೆಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್. ಆ ಪಾದದ ಅಡಿಬರಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲೈನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಏನು? ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಜಿಮಂಡಿಯಾಸ್, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಓಜಿಮಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸಿ, ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಜಿಮಂಡಿಯಾಸ್, ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್. Look on my work, yes, look on my establishment, look on my the kingship, and look out at my kingdom and my ability. Yes, he is requesting through this lines of pedestal. Look on my work, a mighty and desperate. Yes, once upon I was mighty, and my commands are my commands, they were very strong. Okay, see, nothing beside remains. At present now, nothing I am going to take with me at the time of my last life. I mean, at the time of my death, I'm taking nothing within me and with me. Okay, round the decay of that colossal wreck. Yes, see, you know what? Round the decay of that colossal wreck. See, wherever you see all my commands and all my time and all my administrations, all those just decayed, all those are destroyed, and of that colossal wreck, the remaining things only boundless and bare. Okay, see, the boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. See, there is nothing remains with me. Okay, because I am near to the last stage of my life, and of that colossal wreck. That means the remaining things, the boundless and bare. Yes, bare means bari, kevala, boundless, miti illada, bari kevala, enu, the lone and level sands. Wherever you see on the in the desert, only the sand, it looks like level, okay, and it stretch far away. And on the level of that sand, wherever you go just the sands, just this, it stretch far away, and we can't see our past life in that sand. That means, okay, see, this is what the beautiful explanation of that poet. And see, my dear students, yes, the traveler is the second person, and the first person is poet, and he meets a traveler in that Sahara desert. Okay, see, on that ancient land, antique land, and the traveler explains everything in front of the poet. That is a vast legs, but ruined statue. ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದ ಕಾಲುಗಳು, ಆದರೆ ಶಿಥಿಲಗೊಂಡ ಭಗ್ನಗೊಂಡ ಮೂರ್ತಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಲೆಗ್ಸ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಆ ಕಾಲುಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ದ ಫೇಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹಾಫ್ ಸಂಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಅರ್ಧ ಮುಖ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಏನಾಗೋಗಿದೆ, ಮುಳುಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಸ್, ಹೂಸ್ ಫ್ರೌನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಂಕಲ್ ಡಿಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ನೀರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್, ಆತನ ಮುದುಡಿದ ತುಟಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಆತನ ಫ್ರೌನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಗಂಟಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಮುಖ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಆತನಿಗೆ ಅಸಹ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸುವಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ. ಸಿ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂ, ಎಸ್, ಈ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೆಲ್. Okay, see, and also there is a pedestal at the bottom of the that statue. Okay, at the bottom of the statue there is a pedestal, and the traveler, he has read all the lines which are mentioned on the pedestal of that statue. Okay, see, and my dear students, the king of that ancient Egypt, he just introduces about his name on the pedestal of his statue. See, okay, my dear students, the poem informs, the present poetry informs the readers that the subject of the poetry is the 13th century BC Egyptian king Ramses II. Yes, the Ozymandias, it is, the original name of this king is Ramses II. He was the powerful king of ancient Egypt. Okay, and the Greeks called him as Ozymandias because of his power. Okay, see, and my dear students, the traveler describes that the great creation of that sculptor, the great work of that sculptor, the statue. Okay, see, and he was very able, the sculptor was very able to capture all the passions and all the qualities and all the features of that king, okay, in his statue with a sense of meaningful expression of the stone. See, my dear students, and the idea was that he was too powerful for even the common king to relate to him, okay. And my dear students, an empire is only the creation of humans that will dust one day. It is what the changing of time. It symbolizes the time. Time destroys everything. Once he was a powerful king, he is no more right now. He has nothing power in his hand. And once upon the empire was very, very rich. And at present, also the empire dust into the desert. That means the change of time destroys everything, okay. See, my dear students, this is what the subject matter of everything will end. There is an end for everything, and everything will be dust one day. That is what, yes, it is what, okay. See, and the present poetry and the statue, it is itself an expression of the sculptor. And see, the artist, he has become more powerful than the king here, because he has described his skills very well in this poetry. And only the explanations of this sculptor, they are survived, and they are the records of the king's passion, okay. See, this is what the beautiful poetry ever written by P.B. Shelley. Yes, okay, I hope you understand that. We shall stop here, continue on the next class. My dear students, keep watching videos, and for better sound, please use earphones when you watch the videos of my classes. Yes, we shall stop here, continue on next class. Thank you.